As most of you know, I play right along with you trying to discover new ways to create interesting imagery. And this is something I did over the weekend. And out of this experiment, and this experiment was inspired by four students. You know, Gray Wolf, who started this app business in the classroom, the 8-bit chickens structured is in the background here. Eagle's new app, Line Draw, which you'll get your hands on probably after spring break. And then Gabe, or Gab, I don't know how Gab is pronounced, his strategy. So all of that is this idea of familiarizing yourselves with the ideas of others and working together, collaborating. But it's not just inside the classroom. I'm also paying attention to products out there in the market and things that I really like and would like to create something that uses it as a jumping off point, not copying anybody else's. And what I want to show you today is over here in Photoshop. I've just been playing around with automating a new type of blur. And I was playing around with lots of color, and then I thought, you know, find the worst picture you can possibly find just to show this works. I want you guys not to use Google Images. We've got guys who are using Google Images to do blurs, and it's their excuse to go look at cars all day. You know, no. Copyright-free imagery, not someone else's picture that they may have embedded metadata into and will reveal you as a thief even though the picture's unrecognizable. But the idea that I could make an action that uses the first action is a path blur in the blur gallery. Filter, blur gallery, path blur. And it's a maximum path blur. The default, I think, is 15. I crank it up to 500 or whatever the max is. Don't turn the strobe on. And then I use 2 field blurs. And those I crank to the max as well. Those are all 500. And just 4 blurs in a row. The path blur kind of gets rid of detail and hard edges between things. And then the 3 field blurs on top of one another, and I'm not using a smart object. The 3 field blurs soften everything up, and then just so you don't accidentally save over the top of a JPEG, I created another layer in that action, which is a smart object and camera raw filter, where if I hit Command 0 so you can see what's here, this is what I got. And then the camera raw filter, when you double click on it, there's of course a million things you can do. One of the things I've been playing with is softening things up and then coming over and getting rid of the dark by pulling down the shadows and the black. And that gives me, if I hit the letter P, there's those harsh edges and much softer. And then go ahead and accept that. And now we have a PSD that we can use. We can see the original here. And remember, this was the end of a meal. Pretty gross, right? And here's the ketchup. The forks, that hot spot, that's all gone because it was blurred out. Make actions. And hey, does it need another field blur? You know, I've been playing around with combinations. I don't think I have anything magic yet. But look, we've got virtually no banding in here. And you can always drop another path blur on because it doesn't, unlike the motion blur, it doesn't grab the edge and create those artifacts. Okay, so using the blur gallery, filter, blur gallery, and I'm using the field blur and the path blur, and look, I set up shortcuts because I want to use these things again and again and again and again, and it just makes it really easy for me to do that. So your mission is to start working smarter. All right, long enough. You guys have a great day.